What's going on, everyone? Gig Accountant here. My name is Naz, and I'm a licensed CPA in the state of New Jersey. I'm also a gig economy worker working on food delivery platforms such as Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates. Referral links are down in the description box below if you are interested in signing up for any of those. So I've been seeing a lot of discussion regarding gig economy work and whether or not it's actually worth your time and energy due to the cost that you are subjecting your vehicle to, as well as discussion regarding cherry picking and what orders are worth your time and energy and what is not and that you should be rejecting. So to really be able to make a educated, informed decision, you are going to have to take a comprehensive assessment of the costs that you are being subjected to. So you're going to have to take a deep dive into the costs and break it out and then determine what type of revenue you need to be generating it for this to be worth your time and energy, for food delivery to be worth your time and energy, or really anything else. So the way I do this is that I break out the cost into three main factors. It's the three main factors that I account for are depreciation cost, maintenance cost, and fuel cost. There's also a fourth item, which is other incidental items, and that is kind of immaterial costs. But there are some costs that if you want to be complete, you should also account for. But for the purpose of this, I'm not going to. These costs can include your phone costs, your phone bill cost, cost for purchasing a insulated bag, phone mounts, things of that nature. So, but the first three costs are your main costs. Those are your main factors that are going to be really affecting whether or not doing these orders are worth your time and energy. So, in addition to the cost factors, you're going to have to make certain assumptions and also use historical figures regarding the total miles you believe that your vehicle can run, amount of hours worked during a specific time frame, amount of miles driven during a specific time frame, and the revenue you'll be generating during that time period. Okay, so let's get started. So as you probably noticed, I split out depreciation cost from vehicle maintenance cost, and the reason I did this is that you're going to be figuring that out and determining that in two different ways. So what is depreciation cost to me? Depreciation cost is the total cost or fair value of your vehicle, the price to purchase that vehicle, and the total cost broken up by the amount of miles or years that is left in that vehicle's life. So let's say that you have for the purpose of this, I selected a 2010 Honda Civic vehicle with 125,000 miles. I made the assumption that the vehicle has 300,000 total miles that it can be its total life expectancy. So I went on Kelley Blue Book to determine what is the fair value price of a vehicle of this make, model, and amount of miles driven. And the fair value came out to be $6,400. So the remaining mileage life of this vehicle is 175,000 miles. So if this is going to be dedicated to food delivery, I have 175,000 miles that can dedicate it to that purpose. So what I do next is that I depreciate this fair value of this vehicle by the number of miles left in the life of that. So I take the $6,400 and divide that by 175,000. And that gives me 4 cents per mile. That's my cost for running this vehicle. Depreciation cost, 4 cents per mile. And that also kind of roughly translates to based on the miles I drive per hour on average, which I threw in as assumption of 24.84 miles. And that roughly translates to be 91 cents per hour. So the next item was maintenance costs. And this is the cost of your vehicle. Now, the way to determine this is that there are resources available that will give you the average amount of maintenance cost per vehicle per certain body type. So for a sedan, the average maintenance cost annually is $2,590. And then I also am aware that the average mileage per year of a vehicle is 15,000 miles. So if you divide that $2,590 divided by 15,000 miles, that translates to maintenance cost per mile of 17 cents. So that's a maintenance cost of 17 cents per mile. And this roughly translates to maintenance cost per hour based on my assumptions of $4.29 per hour dedicated to maintenance costs. So the next item that you need to account for is fuel costs. Now, the average gas price per gallon in my area in New Jersey is $2.80. The average gas mileage of my vehicle in driving in the city is 26 miles. So I take the $2.80, divide that by 26 miles per gallon, and this translates to gas cost per mile of 11 cents per mile. And this roughly translates to, based on my assumptions that I put into this model, to be gas cost per hour of $2.68. Okay, so now that I've determined the cost per mile and per hour for depreciation, maintenance, and fuel costs, I'm able to combine that. So the combined total cost per mile is 32 cents per mile. The total cost per hour is approximately $7.87 per hour. Okay? So what this means is that for every mile driven, I spend 32 cents in costs, in depreciation costs, in maintenance cost, and in fuel cost. And this translates to a cost of $7.87 per hour. So that's how much I'm spending. So before I start earning anything per hour, I had to set aside $7.87 as expenses for my vehicle. So this first $7.87 for the purpose of this vehicle and this model is pure cost. It's not until after I hit $7.87 per hour that I start earning or generating income. So if I'm generating $17.87 an hour, I'm actually earning $10 an hour. Okay, and then you can also translate this into total miles driven during time frame, which is a week, and I estimated that to be 770 miles per week. And assuming that total cost per mile is 32 cents, during that week, $244.10 goes towards expenses. So now that you have these cost factors incorporated, you're able to determine what is an acceptable minimum amount of revenue that you need to generate per hour, per mile, in order for doing this to be worth your time, in order for that order to be worth your time. If you're earning, say, 32 cents an hour, you're just making costs. At that point, you are basically a charity driver. Or, at that point, you are basically taking out a loan on your vehicle. You are monetizing that asset. So, but you are also expensing that asset. You're losing that asset. Your asset is depreciating, and you are cashing that out. It's not a horrible thing to do if you are strapped for cash, but it's also not the best thing to do. You're just translating that asset into cash. but you're not making any additional value. So really, it's not until in this vehicle, in this model, it's not until I am making at least 32 cents per hour or per mile am I generating any income. So for me, anything that's really under 50 cents per mile is not worth my time. And even 50 cents per mile is pretty low if you think about that. So yeah, that's just something that I wanted to share in this vehicle. So that's all I got to say about that. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions regarding this model that I built, how to account for your costs, feel free to engage me, leave a comment down below. That's all I got to say today. So you guys be safe out there, happy hustling, secure that bag, make sure you're accounting for your costs, and have a great day.